da 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 Evening, good evening. Welcome to Meitheal Ceol, your daily online sing-song for your soul. Hi out there, everybody.
Good evening to you all. You're welcome.
April 17th.
Natalie is here.
So we started this daily sing-song for the soul on March the 17th.
Yeah, which is 28 days, 28 to 9:30, about 31 days ago.
30 days, that's September, April, June and
31
November.
days in March.
So 31 days. So it's 31 days to the day
And
since
28 to 9:30, 31, that's 31 days.
And the real question is anybody out there...
No, wrong. There were 29 days in February this year.
Yeah, but we only started in March.
Well, was it February? Yeah, you're right.
Excuse me?
Paul Flaherty, you're fucking right as usual. Excuse the bad language, folks. Paul Flaherty is here from Cork, Nigel O'Mahony, Dublin 13, Valerie Numurku,
Mary, will you sit over there, Red?
Ruth Cleary from Letterkenny, and we've got Natalie first here.
Hi, everybody.
Along with Paul Flaherty. Okay.
What a lovely
evening
to be incarcerated. Anyway, it's a lovely evening here in West Donegal. I must share a nice photograph or two with you. What about this picture here? So, that's what it's like. That was my Mount Rushmore photograph down at the beach. Wasn't that a lovely photograph there? That wall is facing probably southwest. So we just know that in the easterly winds that were here when I took that photograph 2 days ago, we were well sheltered in and we were able to go walking in this little area here. And then that's what we sustain ourselves on a daily. Give us this day our daily bread. So that's our daily bread. So Mary, you can tell them all about the ingredients.
I'm going to put up the recipe for this bread one day, but it is...
So tell them the ingredients.
It's the ingredients. Look at that, could go on forever. We have brown flour. It has
a different ripple on every one.
It has a few craters today. They're different. It's different every day, and in fact, it tastes different every day. But we've got all kinds of seeds in there, a mix of all kinds of seeds. We've got porridge oats. We've got milled goji berries and all kinds of things. We've got a bit of almond flake. We've got pumpkin seeds. We've got white flour, brown flour, yogurt. Oh, I could go on. Buttermilk, of course. And it is delicious. It bakes for about 45 minutes on it. If anybody's interested, I'll give them the recipe. So anyway, Natalie says, Mary, your daily pictures of Donegal are so lovely, I get wanderlust. Now,
what about that picture, folks? There's a big long, don't know, what is it? The trunk of a tree, some sort of tree, sitting down at the beach. Isn't it beautiful how this has been thrown around? So I suppose it might be, probably it's about 20 feet long, but just shows you the power of the sea that throws these things. But it's just wild and beautiful.
Yeah, isn't it really?
Really lovely.
Look how the bark is half off the tree as well. So Joe Kane is here.
I like them stones. Blame it on the stones.
Beautiful stones.
So anyway, that's what.
So we have Annette Rodriguez. Hello all, busy week. I miss you all. Ray Atchison. Good evening all. Louis Brown is here from Suffolk, and we've got but I must have Irish butter with it, says Annette Rodriguez. Well, our friends in Nashville have sampled it, and people from upstate New York and other places in the States like Boston, they have sampled the bread and they all just love it. It's Nigel. Good evening all from Nigel and Vivian. Cool evening in Dublin. Oh, it's beautiful up here, Nigel and Vivian. Lovely pics. Miserable down here. That's down in Cork. Oh, that's Joe Kane. Good evening. Evening all, yeah. How are you getting time to bake when you are doing 1,000,000 steps a day? Well, anyway, I kind of mix it the evening before and then I add the liquid to it the following day, just as I'm about to bake it. Kathy Anderson and Peter are here from Ballybuffet. I get to move up.
Okay.
Move up in the bed a little bit here.
So Mary just wants to.
I want to be able to see the words on the screen, actually.
So I just have to kill off some of these amps here.
Yeah. Sir Ray Byrne, great photographs and baking. Hard to find flour around Dundalk, is it? Wow. I don't think there's a problem out here where we are in finding flour. Although maybe...
We believe there's a shortage of pasta, but not flour.
So, well, you don't like pasta, so you're not overly concerned about it now, are you?
Well, you can see I'm concerned there, can't you?
Where?
On my furrows on my bra.
It's hardly from the lack of pasta now. So, so anyway, Valerie says...
And we're going to kick off with a song, a Donovan song, lovely song.
Are we
for
ready
the
to
evening.
sing? Valerie wants to know, are we ready to sing?
Right.
Oh, we are.
Jennifer Juniper. Lovely, beautiful, beautiful, lovely, simple melody, simple words. Jennifer. Okay, sorry, should have told you we're singing with
Open.
no capo, just playing it open. Jennifer Juniper lives upon the hill. Jennifer Juniper sitting very still. Is she sleeping? I don't think so. Is she breathing? Yes, very low. What you doing, Jennifer, my love? Jennifer Juniper rides a double mare. Jennifer Juniper lilacs in her hair. Is she streaming? Yes, I think so. Is she pretty? Yes, ever so. What you doing, Jennifer, my love? I'm thinking, oh, what it would be like if she loved me. You know, just lately, this happy song, it came along, and I'd like to somehow try to tell you, Jennifer, Juniper, fair of golden flights. Jennifer, Juniper, long for what she likes. Do you like her? Yes, I do, sir. Would you love her? Yes, I would, sir. What you doing, Jennifer, my love? Jennifer, Juniper, beats her like Colleen. Jennifer, Juniper, sees it très tranquille. Dorotelle, je ne crois pas. Spiritelle, oui, mais tu vas. Qu'est-ce que tu fais, Jenny, mon amour? Jennifer, Juniper, vite sur la colline. Jennifer, Juniper, sees it très tranquille. Dorotelle, je ne crois pas. Spiritelle, oui, mais tu vas. Qu'est-ce que tu fais, Jenny, mon amour? Okay, I think a lovely song.
Three celebrities here from Ballybuffet. Nigel.
Reflects the magic of the day. This, for us, this was probably the nicest day of the year so far, because for the vast majority of the day, whatever light breeze was there was a warm breeze. And the last number of days when it was a breeze out, like yesterday morning, it was an easterly wind, so it was quite cool. So look at it's lovely.
Nigel O'Mahony says, don't worry about the recipe, just send the bread. Fergus Toohey, good evening, me, Mary and all. From beautiful Drummond team. Peggy is here. She's been working really hard all day on the farm. I saw you there spreading your hay, Peggy, and all the rest. They're beautiful, beautiful beehives. Love, is it people's stockage? Oh, the flour. No, not much flour in Germany either. And toilet paper. We have to tell her what to use instead of toilet paper. Dock leaves, I think. Paul Flaherty. Willie Pierce, good evening from rainy Wexford. Seems to be that we have all the good luck up here today. Sheila here from Dundalk. So, where are we putting the cap in?
So we're going to sing this, Have You Ever Seen the Rain? Creedence Clearwater Revival. Just trying to work out where we sing it. So we'll try it in capo position 2. See how it works out. Have you ever seen the rain?
Nancy is here.
The wonderful thing in Ireland is that in such a small island, we can have such a vast range of weather differential. So Willie and ourselves are at opposite extremes of the country. Mm-hmm. If we just look at it there, I'd say, if you think of such a small inconsequential island in a large world where we all share the same destiny, but look at how small Ireland is. Look at it. It's just a little speck here, in here, and yet in such a small island, we're up in the northeast where we are, and then if you look at the bottom right where Wexford is, where Willie is, down there in Wexford, right down there on the opposite side of the country, we can have such different extremes of weather. Tonight it's nice up here, and we think that there's rain and cloud, etc. down the southeast. We saw that in the weather forecast. And it'll be our turn probably very short.
Soon, because generally we have the bad weather here when you have good weather.
You just never know.
Yeah. So we've got the 2 Nancys here, by the way. Nancy Cleary from Pittsburgh and with Ed. And we've got Nancy Paulus Hussel from Nashville with Chuck.
Good.
So we actually, one of the songs we're going to sing is Leaving Nancy for the Nancys.
So why don't we sing that now then, if we're going to do that?
Well, we were going to do a burst.
Well, sorry,
we're going to do something else at 8 and then we do the Nancys at that time.
We're doing, hold on. We were on this one here, right? Have you ever seen the rain? Yeah? Yes. So we'll try and play it in capo position 2. Someone told me long ago, there's a calm before the storm. I know it's been coming for some time. When it's over, so they say, it'll rain a sunny day. I know, shining out like water. I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain coming down on a sunny day? Yesterday and days before, sun is cold and rain is hard. I know, been that way for all my time, till forever on it goes, through the circle fast and slow. I know, it can't stop my wonder, yeah. I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain coming down on a sunny day? That's it, yeah.
We usually go to 200 then after that.
Well,
Who Stopped the Rain?
So just to say that Mary had posted up again a list of songs that we'd have a go tonight, included, I say, Jennifer, Juniper, Kilkelly, Meitheal Ceol of Athenry, Have You Ever Seen the Rain, Hey Good Lookin, If I Had a Hammer, Unknown Legend, Who Stopped the Rain, Pretty Little Girl from Omagh, and we've another couple of songs that Mary remembered afterwards, like Leaving Nancy and For Baby for Bobby, it's a nice song. So maybe we'll have a go with a song called Matthew. If you I think it's in.
Whilst you're looking for that, Peggy says, I'll plant my potatoes in a deep bed of some of that mulch hay next week. They grow beautifully that way. So go to Peggy if you want to know how to grow potatoes in America. Okay.
So again, encourage you just to say hello to each other and whatever. And also just if any of these songs bring up any thoughts or feelings or memories or associations for you, please share them with us. This song we only learned last year from, I think it was last year, yeah. 2 years ago, sorry, from Conal Larkin, my footballing friend from Dublin. We were over in his house when Danny sang a couple of beautiful songs for us, one of which was this. I think he told us that Johnny McAvoy
He did, he wrote it.
Sang this song, and I think he might have written it for his father, but it's written to an elderly parent with suffering from dementia. So I suppose in this song we'll sing this particularly for the people who are in nursing homes, and I suppose in some way just to be there with them in spirit, in terms of any anxiety they might have. And thankfully at least there seems to be some awareness to bring in specific support to the health workers or whatever working in nursing homes, etc. So it's critical that the elderly who are very vulnerable at this stage are cared for, etc. So anyway, let's sing this song, Matthew, with all those people in mind, and also the people who are there caring for them. We're mindful that just coming on here, I think something like 26% in Ireland of those diagnosed with COVID-19 are healthcare workers, and there's something like 9% of those who are diagnosed are nurses. So, you know, they've really put themselves out there for us. Like for us, Mary and I certainly, our job is to follow the guidelines and you reduce the strain on the system by staying physically apart, but like this, connecting in unison and in song. So we hope you're out there wherever you're listening, joining in. We'd be delighted if you're new. Come in, Tarastock, Ski, Slig, Vorski, take out your instrument, download the songbooks by joining the. If you've arrived us here at the Meitheal Ceol Facebook page, just like the page, join the group up the top, and download the books and have a look through them, play them for yourself, think of songs, suggest songs, and sing along with us.
We would be delighted if you would make suggestions as to what song we should sing for the week. You know, we call it a learning song. And also if you would share it with your family and friends. So Brian Mohan is here from Knockbridge outside Dundalk. I believe that's where you are from, Brian. Paul Griffin is here as well.
Hey Paul. Okay, so here we go, playing it open, alright. What are you thinking of, Matthew, my friend, as you sit in your room all alone? You can see the bright lights in the city below, in the place where you once called your home. And I'm sure you can still hear the laughter and noise of your kids as they run and they play. You thought you were doing the best that you could, but it just didn't work out that way. No, it just didn't work out, just didn't work out, just didn't work out that way. You thought you were doing the best that you could, but it just didn't work out that way. And your mother's long gone and your father is too. There's times that you wish you were dead. And this morning the nurse took your whiskey away. shorter each day. And you wish in your heart you could walk out the door, but it just doesn't work out that way. Oh, it just doesn't work out, just doesn't work out, just doesn't work out that way. You thought you were doing the best that you could, but it just doesn't work out that way. I can see you been thinking again of the past and the place where the tall cedar grows. You remember the evening you planted that tree, but I'm sure that nobody else knows. And it grew to the sky as the years drifted by. I'm sure it's still standing today. Matthew, it's somebody else's tree now, 'cause it just didn't work out that way. Oh, it just didn't work out, just didn't work out, just didn't work out that way. You thought you were doing the best that you could, but it just didn't work out that way. So close your eyes, Matthew, say goodnight to the world. There's a better one waiting for you. Your time here is over, it's time to move on. There's nothing here left you can do. But you could have moved mountains and danced on the moon. You could have turned night into day. But you thought you were doing the best that you could, but it just didn't work out that way. It just didn't work out, just didn't work out, just didn't work out that way. You thought you were doing the best that you could, but it just didn't work out that way.
What a beautiful song.
Oh yeah.
John Coyle is here. Meitheal Ceol, welcome.
Evening, John, and we're hoping that we might have another friend from the past joining us tonight. Eugene O'Keefe. I just saw when we come on there, I saw Eugene was asking to join the group, but so I'm not sure if I told him to go to the Meitheal Ceol Facebook page. So when you finally get there, Eugene, you're welcome. And again, this is an opportunity when you're restricted in your movement and work situation to finally dust down that guitar and practice. And that's really, hopefully a lot of people are singing along and practicing songs.
I think the last time we met Eugene was at the airport, wasn't it? At the airport,
Yeah.
At the airport hotel. I think that was a rather nice day as well. When was that?
Back in December, maybe?
Yeah. So Natalie says, the town I love so well could be a great learning song. Could be a great learning experience for us too, I can tell you. Sean Lawless is here. Nancy Cleary wants to know if we're going to sing happy birthday to Edwin. Yes, we are, at around about 8 o'clock. Meitheal Ceol is here. John Coyle is here also.
So we'll try this one. Hey, Good Lookin. Where is it? I think we're trying this up to 3.
3. Hey, Good Lookin.
So, we'll try this in capo position 3. I think it's a Hank Williams song, not sure. Maybe it isn't. If somebody might let us know.
Somebody will let us know. John Coyle probably will know.
Hey, good looking, what you got cooking? Was about cooking something up with me. Hey, sweet baby, don't you think maybe we can find us a brand new recipe? Got a hot rod Ford and a $2 bill, and I know a spot right over there. so steady. How's about cooking something up with me? No more looking, I know I've been cooking. How's about keeping steady company? Gonna throw my date book over the fence. Buy me one for 5 and 10 cents. I keep it till it's covered today. Writing your name on every page. Oh, hey, good looking. What you about cooking? How's about cooking something up with me?
So,
oh, hey, good looking. What you got cooking? How's about cooking something up with me? Hey, sweet baby, don't you think maybe we can find us a brand new recipe? I got a hot rod for and a $2 bill. I know a spot right over the hill. There's a soda pop and a dancing free. Wanna have fun? Come along with me. And a hey, good looking, what you got cooking? Had something cooking up with me.
that's it.
Right, so again, almost 7:30. So we'll go back, and this is the last night we're going to do our the song that we've been doing for a number of days. The
Definitely Hank Willem, says Brian
Hank
Marwan.
Williams. All right, so
Patricia, hello Patricia Prenti, how are you? Looking forward to your trip to Donegal. Okay. This is called The Fields of Athenry we're going to do.
so this is what we've been doing. I'd say I've been doing the same song, Deaf Fields, somewhere in here. So we're doing this. The ideas of us all singing the same. That must be
363 book 1. 363 book 1.
D. So I'm on the wrong book here. Might help. So I have to just switch books again. These books are PDFs, and just move them down here. So if you play them, I'm on an iPad here, playing them. So, and I'm using an app called Adobe Acrobat, which
363.
has the advantage at least that it can do reverse type, so you can see the white on the black. It's not so bad. It doesn't scroll like it does for Patricia in her ukulele things, because she's coming from an iPad. But anyway, this is what it is. We're in capo position 3. So this is the last night the whole idea of this, that we would take a song and sing the same song for a number of nights in a row to facilitate people who wanted to practice and maybe found themselves that the chord change a bit hard to go with, or maybe hadn't known the song, just to develop people's confidence in it. And our hope was that after we're counting it today, it's 5 weeks from yesterday that we basically closed the local men's shed that we would normally play in. We'd get together on a Monday. Well, the shed would get together on a Monday and a Thursday, but the music players would get there. Meitheal Ceol would gather there on a Wednesday night and just play it together. So it's 5 weeks. So that the incarceration has been gradual, but it's going to go on for a long period of time. So our hope is that people get the opportunity of practicing and learning songs. So that at the end of all this, we've got something in common we can do with each other, and to set a task to say, look, I'll learn my guitar, pick out a mandolin and have a go at, or a ukulele or whatever, have a go at doing something different, have a bit of fun.
Even a whistle, anything.
We hope you're singing along at home.
So Patricia's out walking the dog, but she's listening in. Let us know what kind of a dog you've got, Patricia, and his or her name.
My lonely prison wall. Cap on 3. I heard a young girl calling. Michael, they have taken you away, for you stole Trevelyan's corn, so our young might see the moon. Now a prison ship lies waiting in the bay. All alone lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. so lonely round the fields of Athenry. By a lonely prison wall, I heard a young man calling. Nothing matters, Mary, when you're free. Against the famine and the crown, I rebel, they cut me down. You must raise a child of dignity. All alone lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small flea birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreamed a song to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. By a lonely harbour wall, we watched the last star falling, as the prison ship sailed out against the sky. For she lived in hope and pray for her love in Botany Bay. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. Oh, long lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small flea birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreamed a song to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry.
So that'll be for Peggy in Pittsburgh and Edwin in Pittsburgh, because that's where your people come from. They come from Galway. Athenry is in County Galway. Mark McCormick is here. Bobby, by the way, is Patricia's dog, Bobby, and he's a Jack Russell. Bella Doohan here. Hello, Bella. You're welcome. And Natalie says, I like that song more and more, The Fields of Athenry.
Well, that's what I was thinking as we were singing that, Natalie. Like a lot of the time we're singing songs here, we have singing them without having had any practice or whatever. And I was just thinking how, you know, a lot of them we're not performing the songs as well as we'd like to, or even getting a chance to play them often enough to get better at them. But in my own sense, this is the second song we've done. One was the Jug of Punch, and the other was The Fields of Athenry. So I think one of these days we'll do a sort of an omnibus edition of the ones we've done to date. Yeah. And I think you'll find that when we do the Jug of Punch and the Fields of Athenry, we're all doing them somewhat better. So there's no doubt that practice. So we're singing every night, but we're just singing different songs, and yeah, look, it's a bit of fun and all the rest. But sometimes wouldn't it be nice to learn a couple of songs properly or whatever. So that's what the objective of the exercise. Tomorrow we're going to pick another song.
We need some suggestions from you there.
We'll consider. I mean, the Town of Ceol is interesting. It's just that the chords and the way it's pitched, I'm not sure. I think it's a little bit high. So it might need. So, the front of the book, there's a little table telling you how to morph the keys, and we may transform them and do something with it. But I think it's important we find something to be comfortable singing. But that song brought into mind, For Your Love in Botany Bay, and I realised we did another song there, Botany Bay, which I thought we might sing along. Nice bit of an uplifting song.
So Maria Fordham from Bedford said, I really enjoyed Fields of Athenry as a learning song this week. Sean Lawless, welcome Brian. There's Brian. Marion McFadden, Fields of Athenry was for you also. Marion's from Galway too.
Yeah, so look, we'll pick. So, and I think the other thing is it'd be nice to be able to pick a song that would go down well if people were to meet up at other times. It's nice to have these books in your armour. When we were all kids, I suppose the going thing at school was you learn songs. You were able to, you were able to stand up for yourself. Somebody asked you to sing a song, you could do it, and my own sense is over the years that with MP3 players and online music and pipe music being fed to us, we've given up on that skill a lot, and therefore I think this period of COVID-19 is very good insofar as an awful lot of artists. We just were watching Neil Sedaka sing a whole set of his songs. Now he's not a young man anymore, singing in his apartment in New York, and you realise how many fabulous songs this guy put out there. But you know, he's part of the game, playing along, enjoying himself, not worried about the fact that he doesn't have a big orchestra behind him, laid back and enjoying the song. So that's the spirit in which
so
we're doing
Natalie
this,
said
right?
the first time she heard that song in a pub here in Ireland, she didn't like it very much. That's the Fields of Athenry, but she loves the version and the way we sing it, and it's grown on her, obviously.
Excellent. So this is a bit of an upbeat song. Again, I hope we're going to play it in capo position too. Farewell, dear bricks and mortar. Farewell, dear dirty lime. Farewell, dear gangers and gangplanks. And to hell with your overtime. For the good shipwreck. Hold on, mate.
I'm in
position
three.
too.
No, understand.
Even I could say
My
there was
sight is
something
bad,
strange.
folks. I was on 3 instead of 2.
Just have to forgive Mary.
Even I thought it was.
Mary's,
Let's start again.
Mary's sinus was very bad.
My sight.
Farewell, dear bricks and mortar. Farewell to your dirty lime. Farewell to your gangers and gangplanks. And to hell with your overtime. For the good ship Ragamuffin, she's lying at the quay for to take a look with the shovel on his back to the shores of Botany Bay. I'm on my way down to the quay where the ship at anchor lays, to command a gang of navvies that told me to engage her. I thought I'd drop in for a drink before I went away, for to take a trip on an emigrant ship to the shores of Botany Bay. Oh, farewell to your bricks and mortar. Farewell to your dirty lime. Farewell to your gangers and gangplanks. And to hell with your overtime. For the good ship Ragamuffin, she's lying at the quay for to take the lad with a shovel on his back to the shores of Botany Bay. Oh, the boss came up this morning. He said, well, Pat, you know, if you don't get your navvies out, I'm afraid you'll have to go. So I asked him for me wage. I demanded all me pay, and I told him straight, going to emigrate to the shores of Botany Bay. Oh, farewell to your rips and mortar. Farewell to your dirty lime. Farewell to your gangers and gangplanks. To hell with your overtime. For the good ship Ragamuffin, she's lying at the quay to take the lad with a shovel on his back to the shores of Botany Bay.
No.
And when I reach Australia, I go looking there for gold. There's plenty there for digging of, or so I have been told. Or else I'll go back to my trade. 100 bricks I lay, 8 bob I left for a nail shift on the shores of Botany Bay. Oh, farewell to your bricks and mortar. Farewell to your dirty lime. Farewell to your gangers and gangplanks. Hell with your overtime. For the good ship Ragamuffin, she's lying at the quay for to take the lad with a shovel on his back to the shores of Botany Bay.
Woo! Yeah.
Actually, that would have gone up. I'm gonna just. I think that would have gone better in 3. Actually. Farewell to your bricks and mortar. Farewell to your dirty lime. Farewell to your gangers and gangplanks. To hell with your overtime. For the good ship Ragamuffin, she's lying at the quay for to take old lad with a shovel on his back to the shores of Botany Bay.
Yes, I was right. I had it on 3.
Jesus, no, I'm telling you.
Don't
It's
swear,
all
don't swear.
platform 1 stuff.
Don't swear,
It's
Kathy
all-
Anderson is listening.
We're up on level 6 here, platform 1 stuff. Sorry, it's important. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to actually, on Mary's physical copy of the book, we're trying to note down where we play these, so when we come to this again, we mightn't make as big a mess of them as we're doing at the
So
moment.
Sean Lawless here, some kind of a cryptic message. Where is Kathleen and Rosemary? Kathy Anderson, have you got comeback? Paddy Riley. I don't think we've got.
We don't know.
No, we don't. Unfortunately, we will put it in the next book, Kathy.
What? Matthew, we got that. Matthew.
We did Matthew. So how are we doing for our?
So there's a lovely song here that I passed earlier on as I was going through this. For Bobby. Oh, it's a lovely song, and I realise again. Look at as you go through these songs. There's Durham Town, Duvalier's Dream, Eva Destruction, Flight of the Earls, Follow Me Up to Carla, Follow Your Arrow wherever you go. Anyway, this was I just thought this song might be really nice for Baby, for Bobby, and we'll play it in. I have a note here. We played in 3, so
3.
Now again, I don't know what my memory of this song is. It been sung by John Denver. I think he's probably not the only one who sang the song, so someone else might have another version of it. And I think Mary points out to me that is this the song? Is it? No.
Where he takes
About a child or something.
Yeah, there is. I believe. Yeah.
Oh yeah, in this verse, the 3rd verse, she talks about a tiny hand.
Tiny hand. So
And maybe she'll explain to you when we're finished.
Yes. Okay.
When we know what it's. Okay. So.
I'll walk in the rain by your side.
I'll cling to the warmth of your hand. I'll do anything to keep you satisfied. I'll love you more than anybody can. And the wind will whisper your name to me. Little birds will sing along in time. The leaves will bow down when you walk by, and morning bells will chime. Oh, I'll be there when you're feeling down, to kiss away the tears if you cry. I'll share with you all the happiness I've found, a reflection of the love in your eyes. And I'll sing you the song of the rainbow, a whisper of the joy that is mine. The leaves will bow down when you walk by, and morning bells will chime. I'll walk in the rain by your side. I'll cling to the warmth of your tiny hand. I'll do anything to help you understand. I love you more than anybody can. And the wind will whisper your name to me. Little birds will sing along in time. Leaves will bow down when you walk by. Morning bells will chime.
Do the last one again.
No.
No.
So you see, there's one of the problems we have is that those songs you can do harmonies. So harmonies means one person goes the
Except
other
we
way.
haven't arranged it in advance.
So what can we say?
Except we didn't arrange it in advance. That's all.
See, didn't arrange it in advance.
Yeah. So Karen tells me, Karen and Omagh, who comes from Toronto, she tells me I'm good at following because Liam sometimes does things that are unexpected. So, you know, it's about following.
Long as I can see the rain. How about long as I can see the rain, Mary? How about no? Who'll stop?
So Maria Fordham says you're always right, Mary.
That's right. Well, I'd say we've
thank you, Maria.
We've run out of episodes in The Good Fight on Amazon, which is the follow up to The Good Wife, and we've run out of episodes.
Lawless, you are my very best friend. A big improvement in Liam's singing voice tonight. Mary's is always perfection. Thank you.
But one of the last episodes, you were looking at this guy Blum. He's a complete. Does you just start?
It's very warm.
Well, turn down the heating down. Sorry, we put on a little bit of heat in this room because it's in a north east facing corner of the house, and strangely enough, I was thinking we should try and just move to a brighter part of the house this hour of the evening because the sun is completely on the other side. But this guy Blum, anyway, in this crazy setup, you know, but he's talking about the truth, you know, and he's saying this other one who's after getting into practice with him, and this guy completely he treats the theatre that the court is as a theatre, whereas the problem is that most of the people who are operating in the court space, which is a theatre, take themselves seriously, which is that's part of the problem. But anyway, he talks about truth. Truth is, he says, what you do is you take facts and you configure them in such a way as to establish a particular truth that suits your narrative. And if you find that those facts configured in that way, formation don't suit the narrative that is your truth, well then you simply deconstruct them and reconfigure them in such a way that it does produce a truth that you can buy into.
Oh, that's so
funny.
So
I have to sort of bear that in mind when we're having this conversation.
Kathy Anderson says, listen girls out there, Kathy Anderson, she's a really, really wise woman. The woman is always right, Mary, but let Liam think he's right. What about Song for Ireland? Ruth wants to know. Oh, for the next 7-day song. That'd be nice, yeah? What about that?
Mary will take all these under advisement and she'll tell us all tomorrow what we're doing.
I think that's a nice idea. Lucia Gallagher from Enfield loves Donegal.
Okay, enough of the distraction there. We're moving on to Who'll Stop the Rain. Again, a Creedence Clearwater. They have another song we sang earlier. Have you ever seen the rain? Now that they've seen it, they want to stop it. So I just know John Fogarty of Creedence Clearwater Revival. I saw him in some more recent video singing a song. I think he was on a train with somebody else. He was singing a song. Again, I think he discussed it a little bit beforehand because some of the verses on are sort of almost predictive of where we're at. You know, 5-year plans and new deals wrapped in golden chains, and I wonder who'll stop the rain. So
Maria Fordham says, "I love you too, Liam."
Is that TWOTOO or TO?
No, TOO.
Oh, I sure. And is it right? 222. The sower went out to sow his seeds, and as he sowed, up in capo 2. Maybe, what was it? What was it like in capo? Long as I remember. No, we try it in 3, okay?
Okay.
The voice Hank said we'll try it in capo position 3. Long as I remember, the rain's been coming down. Clouds and mystery pouring, confusion on the ground. Good man through the ages, trying to find a song. And I wonder, still I wonder, who'll stop the rain? Went down to Virginia, seeking shelter from the storm. Caught up in the fable, I watched the tower grow. 5-year plans and new deals, wrapped in golden chains. wonder, still I wonder who stopped the rain. Hear the singers playing how we cheered from home. The crowd then rushed together, trying to keep warm. Still the rain kept falling, pounding on my ears. And I wonder, still I wonder who stopped the rain.
Lovely, I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, here are the singers playing how we cheered for more, how we cheered for more. So we talk about our 5-year plans and new deeds. So in the middle of this,
Well-
what by now people must realise is a bit of an existential crisis because it challenges us at so many levels,
Paul Anderson,
including
hello,
our
hello,
imagination
Paul, hello.
to imagine what all you people physically look like now. Hi Paul, I don't even know what you physically look like. I don't mean what your visage looks like on the screen, but I don't know what you look like in 3D. We don't know if there is a place called Ballybuffet or if Dublin exists
We've
anymore.
been to Ballybuffet, so we believe that there is a place called Ballybuffet.
We know that
a number of times, yeah.
but we only know it was. Do you know that it's still there?
I think so, Kathy.
I didn't ask you that. I asked you, did you know?
Kathy will tell us.
Kathy, you may not be real.
Tell us.
We may not be real. We may be a figment of your imagination, certainly a figment of our own imagination. But we're going to have a government at last. Imagine we could go into an election in Ireland, which was all based on really important issues like 10,000 homeless people and, you know, problems with couldn't get a bed in a hospital, and all that now is nobody mentions that anymore. There's no mention of any of this. Now we ended up with a 3-way split for government, and the one thing we're certainly going to have is that the two sitting parties, essentially Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, we're saying whatever else was going to happen, we're not going to include Sinn Féin in the conversation of potential government in the future. Nothing to do with the national interest, nothing to do with anything except complete blockages. Now, for my, it's not that I believe Sinn Féin should or shouldn't have been in government. What I think is that every one of those people are elected to represent our interests, and who are in fact are the people who collectively can take action in our name, should have put aside all of their party affiliations. Total. It's nothing to do with party affiliations. And for the period of the next year, simply should have entered into a new type of arrangement called national government, where they simply look for the best players in the pitch. It's like the 3 or 4 major teams in the Premiership saying, look, let's just pick the best players from all the teams put together and put them on the pitch and get us out of here. And yet, despite everything, the carnage is there, we can't even do that. We're now
Paul
talking
Anderson
about
calls us
maybe having a government in June or
Paul
something.
Anderson calls us the Irish Tory Party. Irish Tory Party.
No, but what it does, it leaves us like a ship in the middle of the ocean without any direction whatsoever, except for the fact that we're running on momentum, and you know, the electorate deserve more than that. But do we deserve any more than that? Because we bought into this, you know. I say 5-year plans and new deals, and just when we look at those songs, yeah, the crowd then rush together trying to keep warm. When it all goes wrong, the rain keeps falling, pounding my ears, and I'm wondering who will stop the rain, who will stop the virus.
We have time for one more song before birthday at 8 o'clock.
If I had a hammer. So
Ray McCarthy is here. I hope you're playing along, Ray.
No, I think Ray is from. I think he's one of the UK people from.
Oh yes,
Balbriggan or Skerries or whatever.
Getting really confused.
So this has nothing to do with my previous comments. If I had a hammer, it really doesn't have anything with this. No. If I had a hammer, what'll I say? Play it open. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. I'd hammer out danger, I'd hammer out a warning, I'd hammer out the love between my brothers and my sisters, oh, all over this land. Bell, I'd ring it in the morning. I'd ring out danger, I'd ring out a warning, I'd ring out the love between my brothers and my sisters. Be all over this land. If I had a song, I'd sing it in the morning, I'd sing it in the evening, all over this land. I'd sing out danger, I'd sing out warning, sing out the love between my brothers and my sisters. Oh, all over this land. Well, I got a hammer and I got a bell, I got a song to sing all over this land. It's a hammer of justice, it's a bell of freedom, it's a love about the love between my brothers and my sisters. We all over this land.
That ends kind of abruptly, doesn't it?
So to a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Everything. I think of that saying when I think of that song. Imagine I have a hammer. It's the hammer of justice, the bell of freedom. It's a song, and that's all pretty dreamy stuff. But anyway, irrespective of all my fractious comments earlier on,
Hey,
what this is, one thing I do think is that what are the interventions that ordinary people can do, not in the seats of power, and hurlers on the ditch like me can say all sorts of things. I've no doubt that trying to be a leader at this time is very difficult. What are we told? I was saying to Mary, it's a bit like Jack Nicholson in A Few Good Men. I think it's A Few Good Men. You want the truth, you can't handle the truth. So when we ask for the truth of what's actually going on, the question is really, could we handle the truth and the implications of the truth? So, but what we can do is, at least by singing a few tunes and having a bit of crack, we can just keep ourselves going. You never know.
and now the next song we have to do is a birthday song, and then Nancy and Marilee, she said, sorry for being late. Did you sing Kilkelly yet? No, we were waiting for you, Marilee, and we will be singing it
Happy
after
birthday.
Nancy, okay? So that'll be probably about
Happy
5 or 10
birthday.
after.
So we have
5
a
or 10
birthday.
after
It's your
8.
birthday today, Mary, is it?
No, it's not my birthday. It's Edwin Cleary's birthday in Pittsburgh. And Nancy Cleary would like us to sing the song. He had a birthday yesterday, I believe, Nancy. So,
All right, Edwin. So best wishes to you this time, and hope this time next year we'll all be a little bit more looser and be able to do more things. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Edwin. Happy birthday to you.
now in Irish, Edwin.
Laura Honors, Laura Honors, Laura Edwin, Laura Honors.
Next in German.
Zum Geburtstag viel Glück, zum Geburtstag viel Glück, zum Geburtstag liebe Edwin, zum Geburtstag viel Glück.
Then French.
Joyous anniversary, joyous anniversary, joyous anniversary, Edwin, joyous anniversary.
Happy birthday, Edwin. I hope you're still celebrating there. So we're going to sing Nancy, because it was Nancy who asked. So for the two Nancys, Nancy down in Nashville and Nancy in Pittsburgh. Brentwood, I think, is where you live in Pittsburgh, isn't that correct? Oh my goodness, what does that mean? But would today's England football team beat today's Liverpool team? What does that mean?
Well, you see, now that we've no live football, we have to create all these conversations to try and keep the concept. Is it leaving Nancy? Or,
Leaving Nancy, I think.
oh, sorry, it's L, sorry. it seems to me we have to create all these replays about different things, etc. Replays of football matches and comparisons between teams of old and present teams, etc. I have to say, yesterday we came across an interview with Gary Neville, or with somebody, a Sky person, and I was talking about his time as a manager in Valencia, etc. But all for about an hour. It was really actually fascinating interview about sort of life and the whole idea of leadership and management. I thought it was really powerful exercise. But
well, no.
We'll never know.
We'll talk about that, Willie, just before we play Kilkelly.
How would Ronaldo play up at the green up at Pearse Park in Dundalk? That's what I'd like to know, with the long grass and the tufts.
Isn't this a coincidence?
Isn't what a coincidence?
Nancy Cleary, I just said there, you live in Brentwood, Pittsburgh, and Nancy Paulus is coming back saying, we live in Brentwood in Tennessee. So the two Nancys live in Brentwood, one in Pittsburgh and the other one in Nashville. Oh my goodness, that's a big one, isn't it?
So this is sorry, I'm missing the whole point here, guys.
Ines Rodriguez is here.
Hi Annette, how are things in
She's been here
the other side of the... No. We'll play it open, guys. So this song is written by... just before I do that, I have to, this little quote, which is on top of every page in our songbook. Again, it reminds me of why this exercise of us singing together, albeit at a continents apart and time zones apart. If you have an apple and I have an apple, and we exchange these apples, then you and I will still have each one apple. But if you have an idea and I have an idea and we exchange these ideas, then each of us will have two ideas. A quote from George Bernard Shaw. And it's wonderful because this book's compilation is exactly the epitome of that. A lot of these songs are songs that Mary and I heard from others and songs we introduced to others. And as a result of it, we have this anthology of so many magical songs, 500. And a number of you people have made suggestions to us over this last time of ones to include in the next book we're working, which is called the ones that went under the radar.
Did you say Eric Bogle?
So this was written by Eric Bogle, the same guy who wrote Waltz and Matilda, Glasgow Lullaby.
Oh, a number of beautiful songs, beautiful songs.
Green Fields of France, etc.
Yeah.
And my memory of this is it been sung by Finbar Fury from the Fury Brothers. Oh, in comes the train and the whole platform shakes. It's open, it stops away the shudder and the screaming of grace. The parting has come, my weary soul aches. I'm leaving my Nancy home. It was for his mother, actually. But you stand there so calmly, determinedly gay, and you talk of the weather and events of the day, and your eyes tell me all that your tongue doesn't say. Goodbye, my Nancy, oh, and come a little closer. Put your head upon my shoulder. Let me hold you one last time before the whistle blows. My suitcase is lifted and stowed on the train. 1,000 regrets were all around in my brain, and the ache in my heart, it's a black sea of pain. I'm leaving my Nancy home. But you stand there so calmly, so lovely to see. But the grip of your hand is an unspoken plea. You're not fooling yourself, no, you're not fooling me. Goodbye. Goodbye, my Nancy, oh.
With your
And come a little closer. Let your head rest upon my shoulder, and let me hold you one last time before the whistle blows.
now.
But our time has run out and the whistle has blown, and here I must leave of you standing alone. We had so little time, and now the time's gone. Goodbye, my Nancy, oh. And as the train starts gently to roll, as I lean out for to wave and to call, I see your first tears that they trickle and fall. Goodbye, my Nancy, oh. And come a little closer. Put your head upon my shoulder. Let me hold you one last time before the whistle blows, and let me hold you one last time before the whistle blows.
So Willie Pearce says Kilkelly, the next song, is a song that haunts. I heard it on the video Bringing It All Back Home in the 90s, and I was able to play the entire song tonight. It haunts my dreams, okay? Well, it also haunts Marley's dreams. Marley lives in Harper's Ferry in West Virginia, and she has asked us to sing this particular song. She said it makes her cry each and every time, and we will talk to you a little bit about her experience and her with Kilkelly and how she relates to it.
So maybe just to explain, guys, that so Mary just emailed over an email, I think that
Yes.
Marley, is it?
Yeah, Marley sent this email during the week.
Mary, I just look, if you want to talk about this, we're going to sing it. We're going to sing the song, but I think Mary's some interesting information that in relation to a parallel to the song, which is one of the reasons why I think that it relates very much to Marley. So maybe I'll explain what I was sent. So because you're now looking at a reverse video of a letter, so you're seeing white on black. The original is in black verse. Well, just hold on. I'm just going to try something here, and I'll take night mode off this. So okay, I'll have to switch it back on. So I say, this is a typed transcription of a handwritten letter, which you can see was sent there
The 15th of
on February the 15th, 1868. And it's written by a mother to a dear son. So again, this is the whole lot of the letter. And I think Marley has given her consent that we would share the contents. So there's a lot of this stuff.
Would read a little.
Yeah, Mary said
excerpts.
she would read a few excerpts. But I suppose, I suppose, you know, firstly, what I'd like us to do is to reflect. There are 4 pages as far as I can see.
Well, I'm not sure if that's one letter or more letters than one. I have a feel because each of the pages starts, dear son, you know, so I'm not sure if it's all the one letter.
Okay, so.
See there? Again, dear son.
Hold on, Mary. Look at. So Mary has studied this in detail. So there's one page with an address and a date on it.
That's right.
So in the language of letters, I imagine that this is what this stands for. Anyway, so let's just put one agreed narrative on. There are 4 pages in the letter.
We're not going to fight about it.
Somebody has taken the time to write.
Marley, she's a historian for the family, she says, yeah.
So maybe you'd like to just explain what you...
So we will talk a little bit about this after we've sung the song, and Marley, as Liam says, has kindly
No, I think you should discuss it as we can sing the song. Just to explain to you guys again. There's only so many things you can do with a screen and iPad, working your hands over and back. So I'm suggesting, Mary, that what we do is talk about this thing while it's on the screen, so I can I have to then go off and bring the song back in. Is that clear what I'm saying, Mary?
Oh, well, it's absolutely clear. Absolutely clear, Liam.
Right. Well, get with the program. Get with the program.
So Mary is the mother. Her name is Mary Cassidy, and she lives in Enver in County Donegal. And this letter is responding to a letter from her son who lives in Iowa, and the son's name is Hugh, and so he wrote that letter, I think, on maybe the 5th or thereabouts of February, and here she is responding to it. So in the letter she's telling him the news, but she's also in this letter telling him that since just before she received his letter, his father had actually passed away. So the writing in the letter is very beautiful and really, really good English and everything in it. So she tells him, she also tells him, and Marley is a bit amused by this, that he is the favourite. But then, as Marley says, well, he does send her some money, some financial assistance after all. And she refers to having received £7, 2 shillings and 6 from him in this particular letter. And she tells him that, she also tells him about the price of oatmeal and grain and all that sort of thing. She tells him about the carpenter, about his own father who's passed away. He must have been quite old. And she said, I miss him as much now as I would have if he had died 40 years before. She also asks him for likenesses. She thanks him for the likenesses. They're the photographs of, I'm sure, himself and his children. And she asks also for a likeness of her son George. George emigrated to the States as well to join his older brother Hugh. But George actually signed up. He volunteered for the Mexican War, where he was injured, and he was injured in 1845, and he must have been very young. He passed away at 38 years of age in 1860. So she's also asking for a likeness of George, because she obviously doesn't have any. So she also tells about the carpenter who died and various other neighbours who died, and about the sister who had an accident, and just all the news. She also sends him a little piece of her own hair, just to show her love for him, and perhaps he'll think about her when he has this little piece of her hair. So it's I suppose this is very like the Kilkelly letters, really. And I'd be very interested to know, like, where did you get it, Marley? I know that this is your second grandfather we're talking about, and the person who wrote that letter was your third grandmother. Okay. So that's it.
Okay, so my thoughts on this, without having read the letter, I suppose I just was sent to me by Mary just a short while before he came on here. What impacts on me is somebody, 4 long pages, a lot of writing, and I look at the angle of the letters. You know, if we just go back to, certainly I'm 64 years of age, and when I was in school, we were still writing with pen and ink and not fountain pens. It was later when I got a fountain pen. But you know, you were, a lot of the writing, you spend all your day getting your angles right, so that's like at 67 degrees or something to the horizontal. And just look at the construct there, the exquisite, repetitive detail of that. I know that having spent 27 years at a lecture in the 3rd level in Ireland, that my writing on the board would be terrible compared to this. But there's a consistency, and also remember that in 1868, it wouldn't have been normal for people in Ireland to be able to write or read. I mean, even my parents, my mother and father's grandparents weren't able to, in the 1911 census, the parents of my grandparents were not able to read and write, so it was my mother's father who filled in the census forms. So this is, you know, it's interesting to read from those times. And when we look at the song Kilkelly, which we're going to switch now, so I'm going to go back to night mode here. I just did that so that we could see that if we go on to this song, I think that was a beautiful background that Mary said that, you know, similar stories here. So maybe when, irrespective of our creative differences here, both Mary and I would have been impacted on, for different reasons, in this particular song. But again, this, you'll notice in the first verse where the man writing to his son, you can read into it that he couldn't write. It was your good friend, schoolmaster, wrote these words down for me. So that man had to emote in ways in which we are told men can't get in touch with their feelings. He had to emote those feelings to another party, and then we've been told for years that men can't share. So back in 1816, men were perfectly capable of sharing, as they always have been. If anybody would bloody well let them, and let them just express themselves in their own terms. So I love this. This is the expression of a decent man's personal feelings, and so beautifully authentic. That's the politics anyway.
I can relate to it, and so can Peggy, because our grandfather, Peggy's and mine, he emigrated to America. He left a wife and 6 children behind, intending to make a lot of money, and he did initially. And then, of course, with the Depression, lost his job, and he didn't send any money home, and he ended up on Skid Row, and he was buried in a pauper's grave down in New Jersey. So that was only discovered relatively recently.
So I think Willie, you were saying that this song, and I think my memory is the same coming across as you made a comment there. I think it was that it was in Bringing It All Back Home. I think there was a TV series, I think, done at that time called Bring It All Back Home. I think that's where I heard it as well. Just gorgeous song.
So Valerie Nimurha says, this is one of the songs my late father used to sing. Which song was that, Valerie? Let us know. Nigel says, can you ask Nancy if that pawn shop is still on the corner in Pittsburgh? Okay, so anyway, we'll go on.
So we're singing this in capo position too, and it's a nice, lovely, long, laconic story. Beautiful.
For Marilee.
Kilkelly, Ireland, 18 and 60, my dear and loving son John, your good friend, the schoolmaster, Pat McNamara, so good as to write these words down. And your brothers have all gone to find work in England. The house is so lonely and sad. The crop of potatoes is sorely infected. A third to a half of them bad. And your sister Bridget and Patrick O'Donnell are going to be married. Your mother says not to work on the railroad. Be sure to come on home soon. Kilkelly, Ireland, 18 and 70, my dear and loving son John. Hello to your missus and to your 4 children. May they grow healthy and strong. And Michael's got any wee bit of trouble, I suppose that he never will learn. Because of the dampness, there's no turf to speak of, and now we've got nothing to burn. And Bridget, she's happy you named a child for her, although she has 6 of her own. You say you found work and don't say what kind, or when will you be coming home? Kilkelly, Ireland, 18 and 80, dear Michael and John, my son. I'm sorry to give you the very sad news that your dear old mother passed on. And we buried her down at the church in Kilkelly. Her brothers and Bridget were there. You don't have to worry, she died very peaceful. Remember her in your prayers. And it's good to see that Michael returning with the money sure to buy land. For the crops have all failed and the people are selling any price that they can. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1890, my dear and loving son John. I suppose that I must be close on to 80. It's 30 years since you've gone. And because of all of the money you sent me, I'm still living out on my own. Michael has built himself a fine house, and Bridget's daughters have grown. And thank you for sending your family pictures, such lovely young women and men. You say that you might even come for a visit. What a joy to see you again. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1892. My dear brother John, I'm sorry I didn't write sooner to tell you. Dear old father has gone. He was living with Bridget. She said he was cheerful, healthy right up to the end. You should have seen him play with the grandchildren at McNamara, your friend. And we buried him down alongside of Mother, down at the Kilkelly churchyard. He was a strong and a feisty old man, considering his life was so hard. And it's funny the way he kept asking about you. He called for you at the end. Why don't you think about coming to visit? We'd all love to see you again.
Oh my Lord, what a beautiful song.
It's interesting when you, and I'm just reflecting back in that letter Mary was reading there, but I just noticed, I was only scanning through this, but in the second last paragraph she said, I'm very thankful to you for sending me those likenesses. Son, they will be the means of enlightening my heart when pondering alone when I look at them. Also, I hope you'll be kind enough to send me George likeness in your next letter. So again, it's so apt and so connected to the essence of that song. So thanks, Marley, for sharing that story and that beautiful historical letter, etc. And also to remember, these are strange times. I just see today Norman Bite Your Leg Hunter, famous Leeds United in England footballer, died of the COVID virus just recently. And Johnny Giles, Norman Hunter was 76 years of age. Johnny Giles, his teammate and obviously magical and famous Irish footballer, was speaking in testimony of him, etc. And one of the issues, they not being able to be there to celebrate the person's life and see them off their funeral, and that's the harsh reality that COVID brings around for a lot of people. So there are a lot of very poignant situations that are emerging now, and that song carries a lot of that poignancy. But I just think it's beautiful to see that written down. I mean, I'm not sure what the legacy of this time period and timestamp will be, because People don't tend to write things now, and everything is this in this ephemeral space called Facebook, where everything just rushes past you, etc. I don't know whether the digital footprint of this, how it will emerge as the future goes on.
So Cathal, we have Cathal McFlynn here tonight. You're welcome again, Cathal. Joe Kane. No, somebody asked, is Finbar Fury the one who sings with the High Kings? Joe Kane says no, that's the next generation of Furies. Willie's still here. Thank you for staying with us, Willie. Maria Fordham says such a lovely song. Nolene Nicola is here with us as well.
Oh, how many Nolene? I just saw Nolene come in there earlier. And again, for those who we've been singing the Homes of Donegal, it's a song over the last couple of weeks, a couple of times, and I came across a lovely video on Facebook of the women singers of Donegal. So there was a compilation of lots of female singers, beautiful voices, all singing separate parts of the song. And of course Nolene is in there with them, and there's such a rich diversity of magical female singers in Donegal, so lots to look forward to when all this is over.
So Joe Kane gives a little bit of information here. Martin Fury is Finbar's son, and Finbar Clancy is the son of Bobby Clancy. Maria Fordham is with us. Marley says looks fine. Marley says just one letter must have messed up with the pages. So she also says one of my cousins sent the letter to me. It was kept by one of Hugh's daughters and her descendants. What a beautiful letter. Hard times to immigrate. Valerie loves leaving Nancy. What a beautiful part of history that letter is. It is, of course. Nolene, Nancy Cleary is watching Peggy. My dad had to leave school in the 8th grade to help the family. School, he would say the school was a challenge, having.
So one of the nice things I think about this period in society is that there is time for reflection. Like a lot of time, people are racing from Billy to Jack, trying to do 3 jobs in one day and all the rest. No,
so they all think that was a very beautiful, sad song. Okay. She said you did very well singing it. Thanks. Thanks for Ruth says thanks for sharing the letter, Marley. Thank you, yeah.
Right, so we're going to do this song, Bitter Green. Love another beautiful, soft song. I think it's a Gordon Lightfoot song, but again, sometimes you'll hear a song sung to you by somebody else or by another artist, and that's the version of the song. Well, for me, that gets trapped in my mind. And I was just 21 years of age. I was working in Draw at the time, and the person I heard sing the song was a young nurse from Sligo called Margaret Barr, a real giggler, beautiful singer herself, and Rosina Horn, her cousin, and Rosina and her brother used to run this open mic session, or they weren't called open mic session at that time, in the International Bar, I think in Wicklow Street or Suffolk Street in Dublin. And but I recorded Margaret singing this song in my parents' house and a cassette tape somewhere. That's the only version I had of her singing this song. And this is the one I didn't hear Gordon Lightfoot sing until much later. I just love the version I heard Margaret sing.
Oh. Sam Carroll. Good show, guys. Like the letter and song. It's indeed a time for reflection for many. Sam lives in France nowadays.
En France.
Yes.
How are you, Sam? Tell us about the weather in France there, Sam. Is it nice? Sam likes to make us feel bad about how nice the weather is in France at them. Let's sing this song together. It's a gorgeous song, right?
Yeah.
Playing it open. Upon the bitter green she walked, hills above the town, echoed through her footsteps as soft as eider down, waiting for her master to kiss away the tears, waiting through the years. Bitter green, they called her, walking in the sun, loving everyone that she met. Bitter green, they called her, waiting in the sun, take her home. Some say he was a sailor who died away at sea. Some say he was a prisoner who never was set free. Lost upon the ocean, he died there in the mist, dreaming of a kiss. Bitter green they called her, walking in the sun, loving everyone that she met. Bitter green they called her, waiting in the sun, waiting for someone to take her home. But now the bitter green is gone, the hills have turned to rust. Here comes the weary stranger, his tears fall into dust, kneeling by a churchyard in the autumn mist, dreaming of a kiss. Bitter green they call her, walking in the sun, loving everyone that she met. Bitter green they call her, waiting in the sun, waiting for someone to take her home. Bitter green they call her, walking in the sun, loving everyone that she met. Bitter green they call her, waiting in the sun, waiting for someone to take her home.
Nice one. So I hear the weather is better in Ireland recently, so Sam, it is, indeed.
Sorry, I'm just going through these songs here, and what about this song here?
Natalie knows that video, and Nolene, she knows that video. Happy Anderson, well, one of them.
Hey, this is a nice little just ditty. We'll have a
Yeah.
go with this. Open, sing it open. He could move a mountain, pull down a big old tree, but my daddy became a mighty big man with a simple philosophy. When he said, do what you do well, boy, do what you do well. Give your love and all your heart and do what you do well. Sometimes he'd kiss my mother and hold her tenderly. Then he'd look across the top of her head and he'd wink and say to me, oh, do what you do well, boy, do what you do well. Give your love and all your heart and do what you do well.
Well,
He was a man of laughter, but a tragedy came by. Tears ran free and he said to me, oh, never be afraid to cry. Oh, do what you do well, boy, do what you do well. Give your love and all your heart and do what you do well. Today I'll still remember, just like yesterday, about a big man with a mighty heart and a mighty few words to say. Oh, do what you do well, boy, do what you do well. Give your love and all your heart and do what you do well.
there's only 2 chords in that, isn't that it?
That's it anyway, sure. It's a nice,
I know,
nice
but I'm
bit of a
thinking
ditty.
for Anne-Marie with her guitar and things like that. I will love you every time. I would like to sing that. So yeah, okay.
Yes, no, that you do. Because
Yeah,
this
I
is,
think it's a nice
Mary feels that she really, this is,
How do you know what Mary feels now?
well, the fella says, I can tell it in me water.
So Kathy Anders says,
Where is it? What
this
song
is a
is
very interesting and joyous evening. Thanks for the beautiful music. Cheers. Us up a lot. Please God, a new day will dawn soon. Okay.
Look, at if the whole purpose of this bit of banter and Mary give me a whiplash every now and then.
Yeah, when you're not looking, I give him a little clatter around. Doop, doop.
I feel like the sausages in Mullins.
He needs to have
two
cream.
sausages were battered in Mullins. That's what I feel like that.
His head is a bit rough now. He needs a bit of cream.
But anyway, the whole idea is get a bit of diversion and, you know, looking forward to better times. And look, we really hope that you're singing along at it. And I hope you're not just having a laugh at us, because we could be having a laugh at you, having a laugh at us. But you know what it is? It's great when I have people like Ray Atchison and Keith, Paddy Beefy Burton and Fergus in Drummond T. Recording yourselves and putting yourselves back up on Facebook. I mean, at the end of the day, people like a lot of people there who have stayed off Facebook because, oh look, for a million reasons, I think there's things wrong with social media. Two things I think are really good about Facebook is, apart from the fact that it's free, when you consider that the fact we're going to advertise this. But anyway, the fact is it tells you when people's birthdays are, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
And the fact is that we can do this, we can share this sort of stuff and have a bit of fun and diversion and show you lovely pictures. Again, these are the pictures I showed at the start of the, look at those. I mean, when we think of the beauty that's in the planet, it's not a beautiful photograph, and just down the end of the commonage for us down at the shore, that's just fabulous. And for us, we've been forced on a day like today to be able to enjoy it. It's not always like this, and sometimes even if the sky is beautiful. Now, the brown bread is always like this. It's always... And when Mary cooks it just fresh, I might be having a slice of yesterday's one. She says, no, have this one because it's all the fresh.
Gorgeous,
and there's a man there. Yeah. If you want the testimony, you get it from Sean Lawless there, because
he used to do it for Sean.
Sean would even drop us to a stick. He'd come collect. So I know Sean how much you liked it, and it'll be there again. All right, so we're going to sing this.
So before we move on, Ray Atchison said that last song was a lovely song by Ned Miller.
Ned Miller, all right.
Ned Miller.
What was the other one that Ned Miller did?
Wasn't Glenn Miller or Ned
King
Miller?
of the Road. We'll do that.
We
won't do it. Right, anyway, so we'll have to move off after. So this is, we heard the Furies, without Finbar Fury singing this a couple of years ago in Dunlewy at the Encourage Hotel at Christmas. And they told us that Tom Paxton, the famous American folk singer, he would have taught them this song.
Mara Lee wants the recipe for the brown bread. Okay.
Every time we're singing this open. Every time I hear a sweet bird singing, I think of you and I, my love. I think of you and I. And when I hear hang my head and cry, my love. I hang my head and cry. I will love you. I will love you. When we are young, I will love you. I will love you when we are gone. Every time I hear your soft voice humming, my heart jumps in my breast, my love. My heart jumps in my breast. And until I hear your footsteps coming, my heart can know no rest, my love. My heart can know no rest. I will love you. I will love you when we are gone. I will love you. I will love you when we are gone. I will love you. I will love you when we are gone. When we are gone. When we are gone.
Sister Angela, my sister Angela, if you're listening to that, you will recall that we sang that on the motorhome down at the Clifton Beach with yourself and a few others, including Francie Mannion. You might remember him. And I think maybe a couple of the sisters were there. It was just a beautiful, beautiful day.
So once again, we've come to the end of another evening.
King of the Road by Roger Miller, says Willie Pearce, not by...
Oh, Ned Miller, all right.
Not by Ned
That's
Miller.
right. What are these boys related? Ned and Roger.
Bella Doohan says the bread looks lovely. Bella lives up the road.
Well, you know, wouldn't it be wonderful if we could transmit all of the other senses over, you know, like I can transmit this. I can lick my lip. I can lick my lips and say it's nice, but that doesn't really give you the idea of the taste of it. But anyway, all the different Brotkin in Germany. Imagine all the different breads that people make, etc. Look, I think a lot of people. Somebody told me yesterday they're back doing things like knitting and so on, and baking and reading and all sorts of interesting things we're able to do at this time. So we're going to sing our parting song again. Tomorrow night we'll have a new song. We'll probably work that out during the day as regards what we're going to do, and we're looking forward to the idea that people will join us, whoever's with us, I mean, and who likes singing along. Set yourself the task of just singing along and saying, well, look, there's more songs that we know how to play as a result of playing together, and just enjoy them, all right?
So Willie Pearce says, I sang in harmony to the chorus of I Will Love You. I don't know where it came from.
Yeah, and look, the great thing about now, but super Willie, I think the great thing about this experience that if someone else singing, and especially you're all singing in a different house, you can try out different harmonies, and I suppose I was a bit sort of frustrated earlier when Mary and I were singing. I mean, the problem is if we don't practice these beforehand, we don't work out who goes high and who goes low, etc. And there's many a time that I feel it would be much nicer for us if we could just go in and practice on our own, find 5 or 6 songs and just delve into them ourselves. But this is bigger than us. The whole process here is bigger than us. I mean, it's great for us to hear there's other people out there passing their days trying to do positive things, and we hope that that's the same with you. Obviously, the nature of this exercise, our mugs are the ones that are the faces that are on the screen, and you have to listen to us singing the way it is. But anyway, it's an awful cross to be on. Anyway.
Sam, we're very happy to have you here from France. I don't know if this is the first time you've been with us, but
so we hope that Edith is practicing with her her guitar again. If she is, join us at any time. But the great thing about these videos, you can play them back and just play them back and slow them down or whatever, and just practice, as Ray Byrne may know in Cooley is doing. And we hope, Ray, that you enjoy it, and all the other people maybe sitting in the background there who are enjoying maybe singing the songs or the reminiscence that the songs cause. So here we go, Capo 4, The Parting Glass. Of all the money that e'er I spent, I've spent it in good company, and all the harm that e'er I did, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of a wit to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. your time to sit a while. There is a fair maid in the town that sorely has my heart begun. Her rosy cheeks and ruby lips, I own she has my heart enthralled. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Oh, if all the comrades that e'er I had, they're sorry for my going away, and all the sweethearts that e'er I had, they'd wish me one more day to stay. Oh, but since it falls unto my lot that I should rise and you should not, I'll gently rise and softly call. Good night and joy be with you all. Good night and joy be with you all.
Wonderful.
So once again, folks, it's been another entertaining and evening, and really what makes it from our point of view, I think, is your comments really about the songs and how you're enjoying and how things are for you. We wish you all well wherever you are. Again, we're here, we play every night at 7 o'clock. We've been at it for 31 nights now. It's a bit like Jesus in the desert for 40 days and 40 nights. Even the dog's been out. Come over here, come here.
Come on here. Let's go. Up
Come
here.
here.
Come here.
And he wants a bit of attention here. So we're here every night at 7 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time. We know that people like Annette over in the States and Nancy in Nashville and Natalie over in Germany, you're all coming in at this for different times, etc.
Yeah.
You may be watching it back on a replay or whatever. But look, let's hope to meet again in these places here. Diego, do you know the songs? He says, I love the part in glass, he said, because he knows I'm about to get out for a little bit of a run.
I
So
think he actually does.
don't mind
know
me
this.
looking over in this direction here. The camera's over here, but the way these iPads are, for me, you see, my finger would be over there. So to move the camera, I have to have it like this. So apologies for that. I'm not just cross-eyed and disrespectful to you. So say goodbye to everybody, Diego.
Bye, Diego. We did, I think we
Okay,
did
so
16,000 steps today. And good night.
Good
and thank
night.
you
See
for
you
joining
again
us.
tomorrow evening, and keep practicing.